Hey, you guys, welcome to Melissa Valentine's Nursery. My name is Melissa, and I am here with Melody. This is the Madison Sculpt brought to life by Natalie Fakebridge. She is my custom, and she is the gorgeous little bunker. I'm messing up her hair. She is a beautiful little bunker. Okay, so you guys, you ever wondered what benefits aside from being therapeutic babies or nice to look at? Have you ever wondered what else these babies can do for us? How they can make us stronger? Aside from the normal, takes away my anxiety, cuddly, fun to look at. You guys, stay tuned, because guess what? There's more they do for us. Way more than you think. They cause a domino effect of things for us. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I have a lot of viewers. Let's get them subscribers up. I have a lot of fun, exciting things in the future coming. So this video is how our dolls empower us. You heard it, empower us. I don't drink my coffee before it gets cold. Okay, so, did I introduce? Yeah, I did introduce her. I'm losing my mind. Oh, I've worked in a nursing home, you guys. They're all rubbing off on me, a lot of them. Okay, how do our dolls empower us? So the one main thing for the ones who are here, right? Our dolls empower us by connecting with other like women and men who are in the hobby on YouTube. So when you have a community of people who get together for the same thing, you create a sense of belonging, and outside of the reborn hobby, sometimes this is taboo to a lot of people. It's strange. They think we got problems, and so we all have problems, just as much as somebody who doesn't collect reborns. So we connect with others on YouTube, and it creates a sense of belonging. We network through YouTube, and this is other social medias, like Instagram, Facebook. Okay, you're networking and you're connecting with others through social media. And when you network with others, you meet amazing new people. In this hobby, I met Shannon. Shannon's amazing. I just did a thrift store trade with her. She adopted one of my bunkas. And so Betty, her and I, we have some things in common. And on Facebook Messenger, she will send me things to watch. She'll bring things to my attention, and I love it because I don't get to, I spend a lot of time working. And then, of course, you all know I have the famous Sandra. I also met Kendall. She's local to me. We still have got to go out, Kendall. We got to go out, okay, with the babies. You meet new people. And, most of them are wonderful folks. So connecting through social media does help empower us through meeting new people and networking. So it gives us validation and gives us the safe and secure environment that we all want to have, right? Because if it was just us and the doll and say we go out, or, sometimes it could feel uncomfortable, or even just playing with the dolls at home. Some of us are closet doll people, and the social medias help us kind of normalize it. And so that gives us the safe environment. It validates, it helps us with validation. Through the dolls on social media, we network and we share our stories, right? We each have a story. Everybody in this world, whether or not you collect reborns, we all have a story. And some of our stories are challenging more than others, but it's who you are too. And you know, your experiences and how you have been brought up is how you handle your challenges and life's issues, right? Any strife you go through. Through social media, connecting through the dolls, not just Reborns, through dolls. Some people, you know, they do the American dolls, American Girl dolls, the My Life dolls. I'm also getting into Blythe dolls, you know, vintage dolls. We share our stories through these dolls. You all know that I have a vintage doll. I have a couple actually, but the one recently that I cleaned up, she was like a vintage doll, and some people are saying she's a Chatty Cathy, and then this Alyssa doll, I named her Catherine because she came from my grandmother, and I cleaned her up. My grandmother could not believe how beautiful she turned out to be. But there's a story with that doll, and so we bring stories. You know, I just got done talking about law enforcement, how we trick law enforcement with these babies, and many of you have shared stories relating to that video in the comments. I love that my comments become forums for discussion. I love that. I think that's an amazing thing. We share our stories, we share our desires, our traumas, and our losses. You know, and some of you in our forum below this video, right? We share things in our life that has touched us, hurt us, things we have been working through. So you have to remember, connecting through social media has empowered us, given us that safety net to talk to one another and say, it's okay, right? The majority of people in this hobby appear to be women, but there are men, and that's awesome. That's okay. We should always lift one another up, and we should empower one another. And that's what happens with our dolls, whether or not it's Reborns or something else. You know, I don't care if it's from Amazon or wherever, Temu, it doesn't matter to me. We all come together. Barbie, I like Barbie. I don't have any Barbies. But we all get together through our dolls. And I feel like that's one of the number one ways that we become empowered with our dolls, is by the networking and communication through social media. I get on Instagram and I see there's how coincidental. I just got an alert from Instagram. So we connect on Instagram. And you know what? Like I thought it was funny, like, you know, you can see sometimes how babies travel through social media. You may have a particular baby that has one mommy and then it travels. So Dreamy Babies, for one, you know, I got the Quinlan sculpt from Sandra, and she was first mommy, right? And then I got it, and she had posts, you know, she posts on Instagram regularly. I had posted on my Instagram. So I'm sure Dreamy Babies sees the baby being passed along. You know, people, it's in our hobby. We do that. We pass babies. There's nothing personal. It is what it is. And sometimes it is personal, but you know, it is whatever. But, you know, I think it's wonderful that we could all connect and empower us. You know, you have the very few on there that it's sad that they don't like to empower other men and women in this hobby. It's very important to empower each other. But for the majority, you know, there's been a lot of wonderful, wonderful people in this hobby. You know, that's number one, social media. Our dolls empower us through means of social media. Number two, how we interact with our dolls. Utilizing role play, holding the dolls, right? It helps us step away from societal norms. It does. You know, a lot of people will think, hey, a lot of people, you know, they'll be like, you know, but it helps us step away from that because, you know, you don't always have to conform. You know, conforming isn't a rule. I've always been the type of person that dances to the beat of my own drum. Always. I always do what I want. You can ask my mom, my dad. It don't matter how weird, strange, right? So when we step away from our societal norms, we kind of, I don't want to go too deep in that because that also goes into the third thing, because there's three here, three ways it empowers us. So it helps us manage stress. We all know it helps with our whatever's going on. Managing stress. I work a lot. Work is full of stress. I'm a supervisor, and with that comes stress. And I have clinical anxiety, depression, all that. So coming home with the babies really, really helps me a lot. Her hair is just getting to be a mess up against my chest. Okay. So we play out with the babies. We play out our fantasies, you know. So we play out things that are comfortable to us. You know, in one of my videos, I had talked about how, you know, we sometimes, the babies are symbolic for things we want to do. We may be scared to go outside, you know, so we pretend with our babies. We may go outside on a porch or whatever. You know, sometimes maybe we are fashionistas by heart, but we're scared to go out, and we fashionista our baby, you know, like we dress them up. So creativity, right? So, and that will establish some fulfillment. That creates fulfillment mentally for us. That's what helps relieve the stress. You know, and that right there is a source of meditation. I come in my doll room and I will sit on my bed where my babies are, just right here, right? When I get the opportunity, and I do have my TV, and I will watch you guys on here. Lately, I have not. I have been in my bedroom with my babies, watching YouTube and everything. And that's meditative for me. Now, sometimes I have to shut off the TV and everything and meditate to myself. You know, I got to be on my own, and I can hold a baby. I have sat on the bed and held a baby and just kind of like closed my eyes and just recentered myself, right? So the babies also, right, utilizing these babies for empowerment gives us a sense of purpose. A lot of us, you know, a lot of people on YouTube, they're retired. You know, a lot of people don't have a multitude of hobbies where, you know, people think of retired people, they think, oh, they garden, they go on trips, they do. But you have to remember something. Not everybody who's retired can always afford to go on trips. Not everybody who's retired likes gardening. Not everybody who's retired always wants to go visiting here and there or go shopping, right? So, you know, the babies can give us a sense of purpose, especially those who babies have grown, the empty nesters, right? Or, you know, maybe somebody who can't have a baby, and, you know, they may come home from work, or they just may not have a job, and, you know, they're done cleaning their home or whatever they do, and they just want a sense of purpose, and they can sit there with their baby and hold it and love it and say, oh, okay, let's, you know, role play feed, and let's dress the baby and play with the baby with a little toy, you know. The sense of purpose is important. Without a sense of purpose, if you don't have purpose in life, it's very easy to get depressed, in my opinion. If you ever have a day where you don't accomplish anything, I mean, I'm talking about, I'm a very productive person. So if I sit around all day and I don't do anything, it doesn't feel as good to me as a day that I've accomplished things. Today is Monday, June 10th, 2024. Sundays, I usually spend the day making videos. And I said, I want to have a relaxing day. But it still went to a good cause, because I spent that day spending time with my son. And throughout the week, me and my son, it's hit or miss sometimes with seeing each other. Between him going to school, work, me working, and, you know, doing what I do, it's hit or miss. So I spent Sunday with my son having a sense of purpose. We were drawing together. We drew together. We played The Sims together on our laptops. We're Simmers. On occasion, I play The Sims. If you play The Sims, let me know. On the gallery of Sims 4, I am Magical Prana, MAGICKALPRANA. I don't always get on there. I do have saves. So So yesterday, even though I did not do what I normally do, I spent my day doing other hobbies. I do like to draw, and paint and, anything creative. And I also played The Sims. So we did that, oh my God, for hours, both of those things. And I also got to talk to Sandra. And me and Sandra, we talked about dolls and life. So it was a very purposeful day. I went and returned items to UPS. UPS was open on Sunday. I had no idea. But this goes back to the sense of purpose. I went way off on a tangent. So sense of purpose is important. And for our dolls, doesn't matter what type of dolls, for our dolls, we get a sense of purpose that empowers us. It is. It's empowering for us. Keeps us going. Also, what else? I write everything down, you guys, and I just got like really tiny writing when I started writing the end. So that is number one, connecting with other doll collectors on social media, specifically YouTube. And there's other ones. 2, utilizing holding our Reborns role play, right? To give us a sense of purpose and fulfillment, that mental fulfillment, right? Managing stress. The third way that these Reborns help us, the dolls in general, doesn't have to be Reborns. I say Reborns a lot because I do the Reborns and Blythe dolls. I do Blythe dolls now. So number 3, it helps us understand our identity. Who are we? Yes, it does. It helps us identify who we are because it helps us embrace our individual uniqueness. And that's what, on the second one, how like when I said stepped away from societal norms, I said we'll get into mostly that in the third one. It helps us embrace our uniqueness, how we stand out from others. None of us are the same as others. There are more mainstream hobbies, yes. A lot of people like collecting stamps or coins or, whatever. People like to color, draw, garden is a popular one. But dolls sometimes, especially depending on the doll, doesn't always fall into something that's so common. So, we understand our identity. We get to embrace our uniqueness, how the difference that we are to other people. And that's not a negative, bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Okay? It contributes to our growth and shows who we are. We are not everybody else. We each have our individual wants, needs, desires, ambitions. Even with the dolls, look, my dolls, most of them have brown hair, brown eyes. Half of them are sleep dolls, I have one doll with auburn red hair that's going to have a new mommy soon. But that's it. I don't have any other redhead babies. So the only blue-eyed blonde head baby doll is my Listy doll up there, my vintage, and my Catherine, and my Masterpiece Galleries. Oh, my Lila has blue eyes, but I love her look. I love her look. So, it shows us and identifies who we are as a person, what we like. It distinguishes us from other people. Even in the hobby, like the hobby itself, the dolls you collect show your uniqueness, right? And determining our identity is a lifelong journey. As you grow, you change. I'm 40 years old, and I don't care who knows. I'm 40 years old. What I liked when I was 20 and who I was so different than who I am today. The person I was 5 years ago has been transformed. The older I get, I feel like I'm transforming. And the babies were not in my life like this 3 years ago. Who I was 3 years ago, I worked, I did different things. So I've always liked dolls, but I didn't get into the hobby like this until the past 2.5 years ago or something like that, right? By playing with the babies and how we interact with the babies and others on social media helps us identify our values and our interest, right? It helps us understand our personality better, how we interact. You know, some of us will hardcore role play with our babies, right? And if we need that, fine. But some of us will just look at the babies, you know, and it was, you know, it's interesting because, excuse me, I know on this channel, I have met on my comments, my forum, I have met, there's a Nana Cheryl, that's Cheryl Fertitta in the comments, hey. And then there's a Mama Cheryl from Kaleila's Precious Ones. Now, I think it was Mama Cheryl that said, you know, there was a video on how the dolls in a study, the collectors were either secure or insecure in this research study. And she was saying how she learned about herself in a way, how can I say, what did she say? She said when she had insecurities in her past and things she had to work through, she utilized the dolls. But now that she feels more secure as an older woman with more experience in life and healing, she appreciates the babies even more. So right there, she has learned about herself. You know, learning about ourselves is a lifelong journey. We constantly change, you know. So let's see what else I have here. And we also can identify ourselves, you know, we can see how much our love for nurture, cuteness, caring, and how we are as nurturers. It brings that out, comes out of us in this hobby. So by how we interact with our babies, how we dress our babies, styles, how our babies shift our mentality over time, how that heals us and we see things differently in the world. You know, it helps us understand ourselves and learn more about our identity. So that, you know, how do our dolls empower us? That was 3 things in this: connecting with others on social media, utilizing the role play, holding the babies, you know, and then helping us understand our identity. So, you know, I was actually, you know, I have my YouTube notebook and I sit down sometimes and I brainstorm and I think, wow, you know, how have these babies changed me? What are some things that are, you know, I can relate to with you guys in this hobby? I feel like, you know, knowledge is important, and I feel like reaching out and relating to others in the hobby is very important. We are unique in our own way. We deserve, as a human who goes through so many life challenges, we deserve to feel empowered. We deserve to share with other collectors, the other doll collectors. You know, I feel like connecting with each other and saying it's okay and giving validation, that is like medicine for the soul. And I feel like that's very important. When you make connections in this hobby, those are just beautiful connections. And then even if you don't talk to people regularly, like I discovered Reborn Taddy like a month or 2 ago. And I brought him up to Sandra. And we've been watching ever since. Because what happened was I would be watching doll videos and the next video would pop up and he was always popping up. And I was like, very interesting. Because, you know, I'd get busy and I would not watch and I would just say, who is this on my, who is this? Who is this guy over here? You know? And then I realized, you know, because I thought it was just because he's got the tattoos and stuff. And I was like, why is he, what is this? I don't understand. But I get it now. I mean, you know, so just, I don't talk to him all the time, just through my comments, but just by networking and just by my forum, my comments, I like calling it a forum because we discuss and we talk and I love it. I have named a baby because of him. He named my Ruby Awake. He named my Ruby Awake. And that's Capri. And so that's a connection there that one of my babies has with a viewer. And I think it's amazing. All of my babies, that when they get named, they are named after somebody or something, positive. So that right there was, helping me understand my identity. That's number 3, who I am in life. Everything I do is in relation to something else. That's just I've always had, what do you call it? Like sentimental value has always been very important to me. So there's a lot of things in the video. It looks like her hair is like shorter here, but it's not. It's really weird. But anyway, I think that's how I have it sitting though when I brushed it, because I put a lot of conditioner in her hair. But anyway, but that shows you who you are. Like, how do you name your babies? Do you name your babies from like cartoon characters? Do you name your babies from family names? Or do you just on a whim name them like whimsical names? Do you on a whim name them whimsical names? Here we go. But anyway, like, how do you name your babies? How do you dress your babies? Do you dress your baby like funky? Do you put your baby in all designer clothes? That says a lot about your identity. And that's how our babies empower us, through how we're able to live with them. The things that make us feel better, that purpose, that sense of community, that validation. And that helps us. That's like food for the soul. You know what I mean? So, but I thought this was an important, something that I thought was important to bring up. I'm sitting there brainstorming and I'm like, these babies, yeah, they've been my source of therapy, but they have empowered me to have a voice on YouTube. They have empowered me to spread my thoughts, my desires, my interests, and put it out there for the world. Even in dolls I have created in the past, my dolls that I have, adopted and then sold them out. So it shows my style, who I am, how I connect with others. I'm one of those connectors where, okay, if it's something, it's in my comments. If you share a story with me, I'm going to, give you good feedback. If it's like, hey, thanks for, doing this video and something's quick and simple, I have to be quick and simple, But I try to connect with everybody in some way, even through email. Like I said, give me time to answer. I live a very busy life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a different video. I don't always like to sound like I'm preaching, but I do love to just create awareness and connect on a relatable level to everybody in the community, especially those that follow me. And like I said, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. My email's in the comments. I still have Buy Me a Coffee in the comments, and my merch is not working. My merch link, I have not had time to address it, but I'm also not, I have other things going on, and I'd rather have videos and communicate with you guys and just be relatable. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me. I try to keep it fresh and exciting. I want to thank you guys so much for all your support and being here for me. And like I say, what do you think? How do your dolls empower you? How do they empower you? How do they empower you through social media? How do they empower you through role play and interaction with the babies? And how do your dolls help you understand your identity? All right, you guys, until next time, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Subscribe, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I love you all. Bye.